day one of PSC's tour of Antalya, Turkey, and the Select 11 knew they would have to adapt quickly if they were to defeat a South Africa side determined to make themselves heard. But after a fast start, it was their opponents that took the lead early on, as a through ball from the midfield found its way to the South African forward, who finished the move nicely. On the stroke of half-time, PSC ensured that the sides would be going into the break on level terms, as a short corner caught the defence napping, leaving Matt Price on hand to equalise. As the chances continued to fall to PSC, it seemed more and more likely that they would increase their lead. But when James Hernandez stepped up to do this, it gave PSC a 2-1 lead, which was valuable going into the final stages. PSC might have put the game to bed soon after, but were thwarted by the South African keeper, who atoned for his earlier errors. But it was to be another piece of magic from James Hernandez as he stepped up to score his second free kick of the game and give PSC a 2-goal cushion. South Africa pulled a goal back though with 10 minutes remaining. After intercepting the ball in midfield, their substitute striker latched onto a good pass before slotting past the on-rushing keeper. Having given themselves a lifeline, they pushed for an equaliser late on, but were met by a stern PSC defence. The Select side took advantage and broke away to reinstall the 2-goal lead, this time through a Brett Taylor header. And despite some late pressure, that's the way it would stay, as PSC picked up a win on the opening day. Elsewhere, it was the turn of USL Pro side Wilmington Hammerheads, who began preparations for the new season by warming up against PSC's under-21s. We caught up with coach Dave Irving ahead of the game.
Well, obviously, our relationship with PSC the last few years, we've had lots of players that have come through our system, and we move them on, and that's the objective. But it's a great source for me with the combines and that they do all over the States and in England, and then to come here and to look at these players in actual game situations against top-class opposition is key for me. You just never know if a player can play at that level. But here, the competition is tough. Tomorrow we play our first game against second division team from Beijing, China. And then we've got a game on Saturday against a Russian team. So, the competition's tough. We're against professional players, and that's always good. But anybody that stands out in these games, obviously, they've got something about them.
And with that in mind, how confident are you that you can compete back in the States next season?
Well, we'll always compete. We'll put a team together that's more than competitive. Our league is tougher than most people give it credit for. Last year we did get to the final. We came a little short, but unfortunately we've lost a lot of players. Other teams have taken our players, but that's our club. We have our guidelines, we have our structure, and we've got to live by that. So and that's why PSC is very important to me as a coach, that I need to look at more players than most coaches, because we have a 60-70% turnaround every year. And but that's who we are. That's what we are. Try to get players in and move them on.
Best of luck. Thank you, coach.
Thank you, Aaron.
Cheers. The scrimmage game started brightly, and it was the PSC side who had the first chance. Winger Bryce Taylor, who was impressive throughout for the American club, then burst through the midfield before firing over. Taylor went close again shortly after, and would soon be involved in the game's first goal. When a diagonal ball found him on the right, he crossed for the unsigned Stefano Baez to head home from 6 yards. The striker found himself through on goal again 10 minutes later, and was on hand to double the Hammerheads' lead.
These are the kind of stuff you you dream of when you're back home. I'm excited to play the next 2 games. This is a good warm-up game for us, and looking forward for the next 2 games.
And what do you make of the setup out here, the whole hotel complex and the facilities you've got on offer in Turkey?
It's amazing. Everything's really professional over here, and it's good feel, it's good quality out here, so I'm excited about it.
And how about the whole process that PSC puts forward? Do you think it's useful for players like yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they give players that a big chance to come overseas and play, and get chances to play very good teams, professional teams, and show your skill. So it's amazing.
And we've had a look at some of the opposition out here. There's some strong teams. Do you think that being on this with this process will help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this club's really run professionally, and it works us towards the next level. And playing these type of teams will get us to the next level.